our revamped e-banking platform, which we've called DFCU QuickBanking. It's a pretty exciting time for us at DFCU because of what this really means for our customers. As a customer, I can tell you that I really do not fancy having to drive through traffic to go to the bank. And I really don't like queuing in the bank and anywhere else for that matter. And I'm sure many of us share this experience. I certainly don't like having to drop whatever I'm doing to rush to the ATM in case I have an emergency, only to find it off, as will happen sometimes because technology will be technology. So today is really about showing our customers how they can get out of the line and online so that they can live their lives uninterrupted. This morning we have our Head of e-banking, Lloyd Busula, who is on my immediate right. And we have our Chief Commercial Officer, William Sekabembe. We also have our Head of Personal and Business Banking, Dennis Chibuka Msoke. And without any further ado, I'd like to invite our Head of Personal and Business Banking, Dennis Chibuka Msoke, to make his opening remarks, after which we will have Lloyd, our Head of e-banking, demonstrate how DFCU QuickBanking actually works, and why I, speaking as a customer, of course, think it's the next best thing since sliced bread. After which we will have William Sekabembe, our Chief Commercial Officer, make the closing remarks. Dennis.
Thank you very much, Roxana. Members of the media, colleagues from DFC Bank, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome and good morning. Thank you for joining us as we launch our revamped e-banking platform called DFCU QuickBanking. Ladies and gentlemen, technology has changed our lives in all spheres, including banking. Technology has now made banking faster, safer, and simpler. Every day, banking is becoming something that people do as opposed to a place where people go. Banking can now be done on the screen of the phone, screen of the pad, and screen of the computer. In 2011, DFCU rolled out online banking. In 2012, DFCU rolled out mobile banking. In the last couple of months, we have been working very, very hard to enhance these platforms, to enhance the e-banking platform so that we could serve our customers better. Statistics show that there are over 22 million mobile phone subscribers in Uganda, and also there are 16 million regular internet users. These people are doing transactions on the screen. With this in mind, we have enhanced our e-banking platform to provide a greater experience for our customers who are in both retail and corporate segments. In a short time, we will demonstrate to you what these solutions are and how easy and convenient they will be for our customers. Our omni-channel solution is not just about enabling transactions, but is also about enhancing the customer experience. Ladies and gentlemen, DFC QuickBanking will deliver a faster, a safer, and a simpler way of banking for our customers. Banking should not get in the way of other important life activities, and today we launch DFC QuickBanking and promise our customers a life that is not going to interrupt their normal activities. I thank you for joining us this morning.
when it comes to spending time with your loved ones, or running your business. Or chasing your hustle. Nothing should interrupt you. Introducing DFCU QuickBanking, our all-new e-banking channels designed to help you access your account on your mobile phone, tablet or computer at any time from wherever you are, so you get to live your life uninterrupted. Switch to DFCU QuickBanking and experience how we are making more possible for you.
DFCU, with pleasure.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the illustration of how we would like to ensure that our customers live their life uninterrupted. So if you're a business person, banking does not have to get in the way of your work. If you're a corporate customer, you do not have to hustle to go to the bank. And if you're just a regular retail customer like myself, you can actually carry out your transactions wherever, whenever, by the click of a button. So we'd like to actually demonstrate to you the ease and convenience of using QuickBanking. And to do that, I will invite Martha and Michael. What we're going to do is very, very simple. We're going to have Martha and Michael respectively walk to the banking hall and to the ATM machine. They're going to carry out transactions. You are going to be able to follow them via a live feed. And we have an online audience that's actually watching this as well. And we will need to time Martha and Michael and see how long it actually takes them to carry out a transaction. Can I get some volunteers to do the timing? Just so you say there's no, just so you know there's no rigging. I need some volunteers. Okay, I have one volunteer. I need another volunteer. Okay, those are two. Can I have your name, please? Innocent and Mary are going to start their clocks. I'll need another person as well. I think someone is being volunteered. Who? Did you volunteer? Blue, in a blue shirt? What's your name? Otai James. Okay, so I have Otai James, Innocent, and Mary, who are going to set their start clocks. Are we ready to have Martha and my filming crew? Are we ready to have Martha and Michael walk out? We're good? Okay, so I will have Martha and Michael walk out right now. And Martha is going to go to the banking hall, and of course you will be able to see her while she's in the banking hall, and Michael will be at the ATM machine. I hope the clocks are ticking. Yeah? Are we good? Clocks are ticking? Okay, as they do that, I'll invite Lloyd, or maybe, yeah, I'll invite Lloyd to just talk to us about what is different about the platform.
Thank you, Shana, for that question. What is different about the platform, like Dennis mentioned, it is safety, which is security. It is simple to use. We shall later demonstrate how simple it is to use, and it is faster. And to illustrate the fastness of the system, that's why we have Michael and Martha doing the basic transactions while we shall demonstrate how fast the system is. But above all, what we are launching today, QuickBanking, is an omni-channel. Omni-channel basically meaning that with one password and your user ID and password, you can access all the 3 different channels. It also talks into simplicity. You don't have to have different passwords for the mobile, for the code, and for internet banking. One platform, one password, one user ID. Further to that, the user experience is the same. What the screens where you see them on the internet banking platform will be the same way you see the screens on the mobile app. So
sorry, Lloyd, I must interrupt you briefly. What are the 3 different channels?
Okay, we have the code for the feature phone, *240#. If you saw the video, the lady who was with the Matoke truck and all that, they're using the feature phone. We have the smartphone, your normal mobile smartphone like we all have here. And then we have the internet banking, which we're calling the online. So the interface between the mobile smartphone and the internet is more or less the same. And then the password and user ID you have for internet is the same you will have for the smartphone and the USSD code.
Now you talked about safety and a one-time password. How exactly does the one-time password work?
The one-time password works in a way that it is generated for every transaction you execute. In that, if you're to do a transfer from one account to another, the system generates a 6-digit code that you use to complete the transaction. It brings safety in the picture that even if your user ID and password is compromised, without the OTP, the transaction can be executed.
I'll have to cut you short briefly. As you can see on the screen right here, we have Martha, who's getting into the banking hall. She's going to carry out a transaction, and Michael is being the gentleman that he normally is. And Michael is going to proceed, Michael will proceed to the ATM to carry out the transaction. I am certain the ATMs are working. Well, we do not have much of a queue this morning, but Martha will have to do a couple of things, of course, before she actually.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Action!
I'll do that. Lights can smile with me and give me some money.
Welcome. Please enter your secret number. Please wait while your transaction is processing.
Martha is obviously still in the queue. Now, I know many of us have these experiences and they're not very exciting. So Martha will quickly fill out her checklist, withdraw some money. Of course, they'll have to verify Martha's signature and confirm that Martha is actually Martha, and the account she's trying to draw money off is actually her account. It appears Martha made a mistake. We sometimes do those things. You either forget to put a date or you sign slightly differently from the signature you provided the bank at the time you opened the account. So as Martha continues carrying out her transaction, Lloyd.
So
if we go, and then I have...
Waiting for the transaction to be complete. You talked about the fact that the USSD channel obviously addresses the feature phone users. But what about cost of using this platform?
The cost of the... Thank you, Shana. The cost of using the platform at the moment as we go to market is still being borne by the customer. As in, for the customer to access a Start240 hash, there is a charge that is borne by the telco, but the bank is working on a process to have the cost freed for the customer so that the customers can enjoy the transaction free of charge. That way we can have, we can let them live their lives uninterrupted with no cost to the charge. Thank you.
Okay, and what are the differences does the platform present for our customers?
The differences the platform presents to our customers is we've deployed most of the basic services that should be done in branch onto the platform, and all that is geared towards having the customers live their life uninterrupted in the way that you don't have to line up to pay school fees, you don't have to line up to do basic bill payments, you don't have to line up like they were seeing Martha lining up to pick some cash from the counter and all that. So we are enriching the platform to to accommodate more services as and when we want to roll them out. This is all made possible by the agile technology that is invested onto the platform. So we shall be deploying more and more services.
Yes. You don't, because at the end of the day, it is how good you are when it comes to money.
You have your account?
Elisha, you have yours? Okay. If you could just scribble it down on a piece of paper. Elisha, do you have your account number? Your Yaka account number? We want to pay your bill this morning. So those of you who never volunteered, your Yaka account number, you lose out. So as you can see, Martha and Michael have actually tried to take the shortest route to the point where they're actually going to buy the airtime.
This off.
Even the better. Uganda. Oli bulungi. Otaddeko n'amenvu kati. Kintu okikwasiganyiza.
Twenties and fives. Why? 220s. Talking about clients over what 20.
No, so I don't go around.
Okay, so you only have 20s, eh? You only have 20.
Not just 20. So now it's either 10 is remaining one. Okay.
So Jakunyama on pay 4 fights, yeah? And then on pay Mikwaro, it's at Jackson Country. Kitambula.
Yeah. I scratch this.
Yes, that would be good. You guys have made a year here now.
Not yet.
Not yet, eh?
Yeah.
9 months?
No, we opened in October.
Oh. It seems like you've been here for ages.
Now, can you imagine having to do this? I give it up for my patient. I'd be ranting already. So that feedback is coming.
And then I'll have sent 30,000. Actually, get back
here. So we can get on. Before someone else going into your store.
The charges they are putting on people now, they get a tax.
That's 50, right?
You said you want 5.
Yeah. Yo nipeleze mtwale sasa.
I'm sorry for that separate the fight episode and wedding one.
It's okay.
I give you a cartel.
Yeah, give me a cartel.
And a fight.
Thank you, Shana. Most of our customers do what we want to call the basic transactions. Talking about paying utilities, talk about paying your DSTV, talk about paying your Yaka, like we're going to see, talk about paying water, buying airtime, and things of the like. So the platform is going to solve these simple, all the basic payments we do daily. We want a customer to walk to the bank when they really have to walk to the bank. We want a customer to come to the bank when they really can't do the transaction of the platform. So one of the things we are addressing the basic payments, like we shall see the menus, the mobile money payments. We are seeing a lot of people coming to pick money in the bank and then they walk to the mobile money stall, like this one, to send money to someone. So we're addressing such pain points in that all that is geared towards living your life uninterrupted.
Now you talked about USSD, you talked about online. I'd like you to talk a little bit about the app.
Okay.
And is it free?
The app is hosted on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. Like you can see, you can just go to the Apple Store and Google Play Store and download it. It's one of those free apps you'll have on the Apple Store. Most of the apps on the Apple Store are to be purchased, but our app is free. It is fast, it is sleek, and you can further go and see the reviews that our customers or the people that have downloaded the app have to say. We believe it's one of the best apps in the market. But then further, going back a little bit to the platform, to all our customers out there, you don't need to come to the bank to register for the online banking service. It is a self-registration channel. So long as your details are clean, you have a national ID in the system, we have your phone number, we have your account number, we have your date of birth, it is as good as that. So if your details are not yet updated with us, please walk to the nearest banking hall with your national ID or your passport. We get you sorted and you can start enjoying living your life uninterrupted with quick banking.
Thank you so much, Lloyd. I'll just let you prepare to carry out the transaction as we wait for Michael and Martha come through. Are you guys excited? Does this sound like it's actually going to solve a problem for our customers? How many DFCU customers do we have here, by the way? Okay, I can see so many other accounts waiting to be opened. Please make sure you open accounts with us before you actually leave this morning. So Lloyd is getting set to carry out a couple of transactions, but also to walk us through the interface.
So this is the landing page of the quick banking on internet. You'll have the same landing page if you use the app.
Sorry, Lloyd, let me first interrupt you. Did we stop the clock? Not yet. Or we're waiting for them to get into the room. Sorry? Yes, it was. Hi, I like innocent, huh? But technically, they've finished their transaction, so you can actually stop the clock. Yep. So, Lloyd, over to you.
Okay, so my user ID, I log in with my user ID and my password. So this is how the platform looks like, internet banking. Those are euros, eh?
Guys, focus on the platform.
Take note. Those are euros. So I'll just walk us through the platform before we do the actual transaction. So under the home menu, we have the home page. That's a landing page, my accounts. So if I had 4 accounts and 4 accounts in the bank, they'll all be displayed under the same page. Financial overview, Financial overview, then financial overview just assesses the loans you have with the bank vis-a-vis the liability, the deposits.
You want to show us your loans, Lloyd, I assume, huh?
It's okay. So operation history, it shows the last transactions done, those that were executed, and those that were not executed. So you can keep track of what went through and what didn't. Then operations history, customize accounts. If you have 4 accounts, you can customize and name one salary, another one rent, collections, any name you want, you can customize. You can attach a profile picture. I think you saw the UPC colors, or the red colors, sorry. Then define the security questions. The security question helps in a scenario where you've forgotten your password, that you can log on and re-answer any question. So when we're discussing security, we talked about the OTP. Our OTP is designed that you can receive it on the mobile phone. OTP is a one-time password. This is the transaction password that comes to your phone when you're going to execute the transaction. So you can have it, you can receive it via email or via the mobile phone. So to those intending to travel and you want to travel and you still want to transact with the bank, you can still have the OTP come via your email. Then any messages and all that, manage favorites, you can say these are my favorite transactions I want to be doing, and you just go to the menu. Then device management. Under device management, it shows which channels you've used to access the platform. If you use various mobile phones, if you keep changing the mobile phones and all that, it keeps track. So let us welcome back and
I believe, Martha, you have something correct? Yes.
Thank you. So if you feel the security has been compromised, you can come and change your password.
Clocks have stopped.
You can come and change your password. You can come and change your username. You can look. You can get the locations where the platform was accessed and which channel. By channel, we mean either internet, either mobile, or the USSD code. So under accounts, you can transfer in between accounts. You can transfer to another DFCU account. All you need to do is, this just shows you the accounts you have in the bank and the balances, account statement. Account statement, it generates your transaction log. Transfers to DFCU account. Domestic transfer is the RTGS and the EFTs. International transfers, we're talking about SWIFT, SWIFT and TTs. Then, I would want to do a transaction here. You can do a mobile money transaction. We've seen Michael picking money from the ATM and going to the mobile money agent to send money to someone. We don't know who. But you can actually come to the platform and just...
Wait, before you start, how long did it take Michael and Martha to carry out the transactions?
16 minutes.
16 minutes. Okay. So we would like to time Lloyd. How many transactions are you going to carry out, Lloyd?
Mobile money, I'll carry out one in the interest of time.
Okay.
Pardon?
And do the Yaka as well?
I'll do the Yaka when I get to the menu of Yaka.
So now do the bank to wallet.
To wallet. So bank to wallet is basically transferring money from the account to my phone. So, any volunteer? Oh, okay. So our system is, our system defaults to the mobile number that is registered with us. So I'm going to transfer money from the bank to my mobile phone. Then I can send it to whoever I want to send it to. That way I can keep track of my records as well. So transferring to my phone. Someone is signing? Yes. Okay. So this is just to confirm where the transfer is going to, bank to wallet, quick banking launch. So once I press continue, the system generates a one-time password, the OTP I was talking about. Shana, kindly read the OTP.
It's 228
228
144
144
1.
1.
And there you go.
How many minutes? Less than a minute. So if I want to keep track of my records, I can export the receipt, generate a receipt of the transaction that has been executed. Or I can send it on email to anyone. So it's showing, dear Surah Jonathan Lloyd, your transaction has been completed via the app. Then it just gives a narrative of what has transpired. So when we open the channel to sending to other accounts, which is our next stage, if you send someone money, you can as well send them the receipt to confirm that you've actually executed the transaction, or send it via email. And then the reverse is true. So we know many people who go to the mobile money agent, withdraw money from their account, from their mobile money wallet, and bring it to the bank. So we are saying no to that. I come back to the same mobile money transaction. I come and I select wallet to bank. That's just a narration. Shana, give me the OTP.
It's asking for a fingerprint.
Okay, 195.
So the one-time password, or the SMS token as it appears over there, is 195 520 5.
So for every transaction executed, it generates a different OTP. So this transaction is showing that it is successful. However, remember, for mobile money, the owner of the mobile wallet has to approve the transaction. So I'll come to my mobile phone and input my MTN PIN. Can read the message for them.
You have approved debit of UGX 70,000 initiated by DFCU Bank Limited. Transaction ID 594295882.
So if we were to compare the time taken by Martha or Michael to execute such a transaction, I think we can see that it is faster. We can see that it is faster, safer, OTP, and simpler. Thank you. So let us just run through the menus. I know we're running a live feed. You want to see the transactions reporting on my statement? Let us first finish running through the menus. So under payments, like we said, we can do DSTV, National Water, Umeme, airtime, payway, school fees payments. So long as you're a DFCU customer, if you're paying via school pay, ZPay, or paying tuition at Makere, you don't need to come to the bank. Just go to the platform and pay the school fees. Then you can do the URA and the NSSF payments. Someone shared their Yaka token. So we are gifting someone customer reference 042424222907. That is the customer number. What was the name again? Elisha. Can you confirm that these are the details? Buzeki, that is the meter number, and I can see you're fully paid up. Eh?
So we're going to pay in advance, eh?
So we're going to pay in advance.
Wow.
What's your phone number? 2.6704
So Elisha, how long does 50K Yaka take you? 3 months. So we've sorted you for 3 months, eh?
So can you confirm this? So this is where it confirms that the details actually are yours before you execute the transaction.
So the token, okay, the message is DFCU umeme payment, meter is Buzechi, amount, bill payment 50,000, token is 5824380.
4380.
Lloyd, what happens if I make a mistake while entering my token?
If you make a mistake while entering your token, it doesn't execute the transaction. So the transaction fails. So let me just reinitiate this. Check if the data entered is correct. Payment.
And what happens if I enter? Okay, the transaction will not happen if I make a mistake. What happens if I enter an incorrect token?
Anything that is not a matching token won't execute the transaction.
And can I choose to have an SMS token and an email token at the same time, simultaneously?
Yep, I'm going to display the email tokens. Wow, we need to cross-check this. We shall get back to this. But we shall execute the transaction.
Because you're choosing partial payment.
It's okay. So we shall get back to Elisha. Let us do an airtime payment, because what happened is we had Michael going to do airtime purchases, the scratch cards for the customers. So to demystify buying the airtime, let us do an airtime payment here to a number. Do we have Stephen Kirimo in the house? Stephen, where are you? Okay. Yours is to confirm whether you've received the airtime. This is MTN.
I'd just like to remind us that the hashtag for the conversation that's going on social media right now is hashtag QuickBanking. So as you tweet or Facebook, please make sure you include that hashtag. And you can, for our online audiences, you can also follow the conversation by following hashtag QuickBanking. Quick as in QUICK banking.
Okay, 2352188.
Taking a little bit of time, but it is successful. Can you please confirm if you've received the airtime?
We could try another network. Senyoni Tadeo? Yes. You around? Okay, no, this is MTN and another network. Anyone who has another network, not MTN? Airtel. Kindly read me your... Airtel.
Okay, so he's received his airtime.
What's the number? Airtel? 6700. Pardon? 55 31 83. Okay. Okay. Is that your phone number? Okay. So it will send me a token.
Our Twitter handle, our Twitter DFCU handle is at DFCU Group, and all the letters are in lowercase, aka small caps, as some people call them. They're in small letters. So it's at DFCU Group. That's the Twitter handle.
So I think after today we shall proceed. We shall try the Meme transaction one more, but we are all aware the last couple of weeks Meme has been having issues with the Yaka codes. So hopefully we are stable now. So Airtel, kindly confirm.
Try this one, the 77.
How sure you have not received it? Seriously, it hasn't come through. Well, the operation is successful.
Unless the number was wrong, but we can confirm the number we sent to.
Okay, we'll just quickly confirm.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So further with the menus, pardon? The last one.
No, we'll carry out a couple of more transactions after this.
Okay, I have some airtime for every journalist who is here. After we can come and give each one 10,000. Okay, so we don't need to confirm with the receipt, do we? Okay. So under the payments, you can do your DSTV. What happens is we are integrated to the services of these utility companies. So it is like it is very important that as our system is up, also the system we're integrating to is up. Otherwise, you get the disconnection that we experienced in the earlier trial we had. But I have your 50K for Yaka. Don't mind. Then you can do the school fees payments, fixed deposits. I don't have any fixed deposits in the bank, so we can't see what lies under here. Then you can check your loan balances. Would you want to know my loan? Yeah. No. Then the foreign exchange. This is updated on a daily. You can just come and check what rate is trending and something like that for every currency. We have here then the service requests. We want to start, we have plans of doing account opening, a secondary account using the platform. So if you have an account in the bank, you can just come to this menu, do account opening for a second account, request a bank draft, a fixed deposit, you want to terminate the fixed deposit, or you want to renew. So in a nutshell, there are other additives. You can see our branch network. It is linked to our call center. We shall be uploading it with the frequently asked questions about banking and anything. Basically, what we are saying is we want you to live your life uninterrupted using the platform. It's a one-stop center. You come and everything you want can be addressed from the platform. Thank you very much. For those that have mobile phones, please download the app on the Google Play Store. It is free of charge. Register. There is this button, self-registration, like I mentioned. You click here to register. Your account name, account number, ID number, date of birth, and your phone number, and you're good to go. That way, you can start enjoying the services. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. Do we have any questions before we go to our closing remarks?
Just a minute. For all the transactions that we did, remember, the OTP can come on email. So I have a trail of all the OTPs for the transactions. This is just evidence that you don't need your mobile phone when you're going to the UK. All you need is to have your email address in our system, and then you can have the OTPs. Wallet to bank amount, that is the token. So you can have it on email as well. Thank you.
So you are able to actually track and manage your account and stay in total control, which is very important for our customers. We'll take questions. I'll just request that you say your name, what media house you work for, and then we'll have the questions answered before we have our closing remarks.
There are people who did the timing. I thought you were going to try them out, e-banking.
My name is Brian. I work with Daily Monitor and KFM. My question is, which one is the regulatory body of this new technology you're introducing?
Okay, I think the first question was, if I understood you correctly, it was about how long did it actually take Lloyd to carry out the transactions, correct? The ones that he did. So our time trackers, Innocent, how long did it take? For the e-banking transaction, not the demonstrations, but the e-banking transaction. 1.5 minutes. Really?
So for the bank to wallet took less than a minute, and the wallet to bank took 1.5 minutes because I had to come to my mobile phone and approve from MTN to the account. But the bank transaction took less than a minute as well.
Okay, the
second 1 minute.
1 minute and 6 seconds. That's still by far a lot lower than 16 minutes or 15 minutes or 10 minutes. The next question was around who is regulating
the platform.
The platform.
The regulator is still Bank of Uganda, because this is a platform that is used by the bank. It's another channel for serving our customers. So it falls under the same guidelines, all the compliance regulation that the BOU checks every other year with us. So it's just another channel. It's just like deploying another ATM to serve the customers. No one regulates an ATM, but the central bank regulates the bank, and it's the bank that confirms that the channel is fit to serve our customers. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Question, yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm Tadeo William Senyenyi from Business Focus.
William?
Yes. I'd like to know whether DFCU has plans to modify the app so that it can benefit other non-DFCU customers, because I understand there are apps on the market that benefit non-customers.
Okay.
Thank you.
William, that is feedback taken. We shall look into it. However, for the USSD code, it can be accessed by non-DFCU customers. Can be accessed by non-DFCU customers, then it can prompt you to talk to the bank, and then the bank will get back to you to conclude business with you. For the app, we shall consider dropping a menu that can talk about the bank and interest you into onboarding to the bank services, even when you're not a customer. Feedback taken. Thank you.
Any other question?
There is a question.
Edward Kaiwa, New Vision. Just a clarification. I want to know, is this a progressive approach to rolling out virtual banks? Is that the direction you're taking?
For?
Rolling out virtual banks.
I'll take it in two strides. I'll say yes and I'll say no. I'll say yes in the sense that today the power of transacting is on the mobile phone. So for whatever solutions the bank, for whatever solutions a financial institution can deploy on the mobile phone, it takes you closer to the customer. It takes you closer to banking. You don't need a branch to transact. So already the platform alone is proof that there is some virtualness about it, because it has no physical presence. There is no brick and mortar. So by having the mobile alone and executing transactions, you can say you have a virtual bank in your pocket or with you every time you move, because you can execute the transactions which you would have done in a brick and mortar. So that's why I would say that yes. But then you can also look at another school of thought where you can deploy a virtual bank in its entirety, 360. You just don't have presence of anything, but you can actually transact, say through the social media banking, Facebook banking, banking on the wrist. All the technology is there, but that is our aspiration as DFCU. But we want to start first things first. Thank you.
Okay, one final question. The mic is coming over to you.
E-banking was launched, first introduced DFCU in 2011.
Sure.
Can I have some figures, transaction figures, since 2011? How has it been growing? Thank you.
Okay. If I can get your name again, you're William. William, I can share some figures with you after here, because we're pressed for time and all that, but I can share some figures with you after here. Thank you.
Sorry? That will be a final question for now before we go to the next part of the program.
Thank you very much. I'm Bruno from Watchdog Uganda. I'm inquiring about, as in I need you to relate the two experiments we've just had in terms of costs, more especially charges.
You said you're from Watchdog Uganda, your name?
Bruno.
Bruno. Thank you, Bruno. As we go to market today, all the transactions we've done, or we are going to do in the next 1 year or so, are free of charge on this channel. So as you're paying, paying for your DSTV, as you're paying for Umeme, as you're paying for school fees, as you're doing a transfer from your account to another customer in DFCU, there is no charge that will be borne to you. Vis-a-vis the branch network. If you went to the branch to pay school fees today, you will be charged 2,500 shillings. If you went to the ATM to pick money and go and pay money, the ATM charge is 600 shillings, and there is a charge maybe for sending at the mobile money station, 1,000. You send to another person. But when you're pulling money from your account to your mobile, it is free of charge. So I want to borrow Kaiwa's word, our virtual bank, which is our QuickBanking, is free of charge transaction-wise to the customers. The only chargeable transactions will be the EFTs, RTGS, and TTs, and there the bank charges will apply. So we want to encourage our customers to use the channel because it's not only convenient, it is free. What would be the cost for you to walk? What would be the cost for you to walk from your office to get into your car, to walk into the branch, to do a basic transaction? I don't know. Other than the time, there is a money element to it. The channel is free, the channel is safer, the channel is faster, and it is secure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lloyd. I think those are enough questions for now. I'd just like to thank you so much, Lloyd.
The airtime after this, please don't forget.
So I'd like to invite our chief.
But this is our time, Uganda. Time for a new agenda. Embrace our hopes, our dreams. Rise up because it's possible if you work hard on it. Possible if you never quit. It's possible. It's possible.
No dream is beyond reach because DFCU is making more possible. DFCU with pleasure.
About making more possible, it's not just a tagline. I believe that this is demonstration that we are actually consistently aspiring to make more possible for our customers. At this point, I'd like to invite our Chief Commercial Officer, William Sekabembe, to make his closing remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Live your lives uninterrupted. But before I start, I think it's in order that we introduce our senior managers who are here present. I want to introduce my senior colleagues, the company secretary, please stand up for recognition. The chief operating officer, stand up for recognition. Head of business technology, please stand up for recognition. Head of human capital, please stand up for recognition. Those are some of the senior managers. It's important that you get to see them, but also my colleagues from the bank, please stand up, the other senior managers. So the press, please look at them. After here, ask all the tough questions. These are the guys who are going to answer all the tough questions. So I'll expect each one of you to pair up with one of them so that they can take some of your questions. Then the other thing I wanted to ask probably before I do my closing remarks is, some of you said you have accounts at DFCU, hold accounts at DFCU. By show of hands, please, let us see. The journalist. Okay, so 1, 2, how many? And they're not dormant, I hope. Okay, so Jude, please take note. I think every journalist who has an account with us will give them 50,000 shillings on their account. You're going to transfer via this medium, Yes, via this medium. Via this medium. So let's take your details and then we transfer. Then you let us know that the transfer has come through. But when the transfer comes through, please also transfer it via the same channel, because we want to drive the same behavior, yeah? Okay, so members of the Fourth Estate, welcome, and thank you for joining us this morning. For us as DFCU, we are delighted to be delivering on our promise of enhancing technology, but most importantly, to improve the customer experience, because that's part of our objective in this market. As you know, DFCU is one of the leading banks in this market, and we are very keen in terms of improving the customer experience. Our commitment, as we said, is to invest in technology, and this is a manifestation of our commitment to continue investing in technology. Investment in technology is the new normal for the banks, and if banks don't continue investing in technology, they'll become irrelevant. So it's a continuous process, but most importantly, to ensure that the customer experience improves. Customer doesn't have to come into our banking hall. Customer doesn't have to go to our ATM. They can transact in the comfort of their home or any other premise. There's a research that was done in 2017. It was commissioned by Financial Sector Deepening of Uganda. And the results of that research show that 58% of the adult population is unbanked. And the adult population is unbanked, not because they don't want to bank, but because they don't have access to financial services. That same survey also highlighted that 9.3 million customers or adults walk for over an hour to access the next branch. Now that shows that the financial services in this market of ours, we need to do a little bit more to take the services to the people. And investing in technology is one of the steps that we are taking as commercial banks to intermediate, to take financial services to the people, especially in the rural areas. Because if you have an account at DFCU, you don't have to walk in any of our banking halls. You can transact on your phone. And remember, you can also onboard on your phone. So we're making it easier, and we're deepening financial services. And we're deepening financial services. So as DFCU, we shall continue to improve the customer experience by investing in technology. And this is the beginning of, we have a lot in store. Very soon, we'll be also launching agency banking. And what we're trying to achieve as DFCU, as the second largest bank in this market, is to reduce the cost of intermediation. Some of the issues that we've had as the banking sector is that we've had feedback from different angles that the cost of lending is high, but also the cost of doing business is high. So investing in technology means that we shall also lower the cost of doing business, which means that we'll also go a long way to reduce on our interest cost to you as a client. So these are steps that we are taking deliberately to improve on our penetration in terms of financial deepening, but also improve the customer experience. So as I wind up, I also want to thank my colleagues, the technical team that has worked very hard to make this a success. I think we need to give them a hand clap. I also need to thank our team, marketing, for organizing such a successful launch, because you'll agree with me that this has been different. Because you members of the Fourth Estate, sometimes you like quoting wrong things. So this time you've seen it in motion. You have experienced it, and it works. And I'll tell you, this is one of the best in the market in terms of the app you've seen, in terms of functionality. So DFCU, we are taking those steps and we are consolidating our position in the market. Remember, we have over 1 million customers at the moment, and we need to service those customers. With the changing times, we cannot only service those customers in the banking hall. We need to service those customers via technology so that we can stay relevant, but also run a profitable business. So I hope by end of this session, all the journalists, all the members of the Fourth Estate who have no accounts at DFCU will actually open an account so that we grow together as we make more possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, William. I'd like to assume that there are no other questions. I'd like to assume that we exhausted all the possible questions that we could ask. Okay, I suppose my assumption is quite right. So I'd like to thank you for coming through. We would like to have, I think we had a couple of people who said they have accounts. Those will have their details given to Lawrence. Lawrence or Maureen? Lawrence and Maureen, where are you? Okay, Lawrence is one of our colleagues from marketing. He'll take down all your details if you have accounts. But I'd like to have a conversation with one of your own who's actually attended the session this morning. Do you just introduce yourself, please?
My name is Don Atungisa from the Tower Post.
Okay, so Don, do you have an account with us?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have the app?
Yeah.
I think I'm audible enough. Do you have the app?
Yeah, sure, I have one.
What's your experience so far?
I would say it's a nice one because it's convenient. I like its functionality, convenience. I also like the functionality about it. Then it is hassle-free. I don't have to go to the lines to make lines. No, I just make all my transactions from home.
What transactions do you normally carry out?
I normally carry out mobile money transactions because like making from my account to send someone some money. Yeah, for now, those are the transactions I usually do.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Donald. I think we'll just have one other person, and like I said earlier, our Twitter handle is a DFCU group if you're following this conversation. The hashtag is QuickBanking.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I am told this light does not flatter me. I would like to ensure that I still look as nice as I normally look, so I shall move this side. Okay. Please join me.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, that's more like it. That's better.
Okay.
You'll just tell us your name and which media house you work for.
My name is Edward Kaiwa, and I work for New Vision.
Edward, do you have a DFCU account?
Yes, I do.
Have you downloaded the app or have you used our internet banking before?
I haven't downloaded the app yet.
Okay, but you've sat through the press conference, you've listened to Lloyd, you've watched the demonstration. What's your honest take?
I think it's a wonderful app. I haven't used it yet, but I've seen what it can do. And convenience is everything. What we look for usually in places like this is convenience. So if I can get it, if an app can give it to me, then I believe it's really a very good thing. Because most of the time, like, was it Martha, who spent about 15 minutes transacting just mobile money? Sometimes it takes more than that. Sometimes it takes about 20, 30 minutes. Depending, you can find a line of people transacting and you have to wait. So it can take more than 30 minutes. But if you have the app on your phone and you just transact there, in 1 minute you're done. You save time, you do other things.
Okay, what do you make of the fact that we're not just focusing on people who are using the application online and on the app?
I think it will do a lot. First of all, getting new customers, that's one. Two, helping those people also get into a formal kind of financial transactions, because many of those rely on other people to do the transactions for them, and sometimes they are cheated. But now they can be in control of their money, and they can cut out all third parties and losses.
Thank you so much
You're welcome.
for sharing your insights. And we hope that you'll actually download the app before you leave.
I will.
We can actually help you do that before you leave. So you leave Life Uninterrupted. You're a very busy man.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. There you are. You've had it. DFCU Quick Banking is now officially live on USSD, online, and the DFCU app, which can be obtained on the Google Store and the App Store. And we are essentially telling our customers they need to get out of the line and get online and live their lives uninterrupted. Thank you so much.
We live, we dream, we believe in things we can achieve. We walk, but still our hopes stay in the dark. But this is our time, Uganda. Time for a new agenda. Embrace our hopes, our dreams. Rise up because it's possible if you work hard on it. Possible if you never quit. It's possible. It's possible.
No dream is beyond reach because DFCU is making more possible. DFCU with pleasure.